A galaxy far, far away, and a cozy cantina. The planet Ryloth shimmered, a jewel of desert and canyons, beneath a sky crowded with stars. In a forgotten corner of its bustling capital city, a small cantina glowed with warmth. It was run by a Twi'lek couple, their love as much a part of the atmosphere as the spicy aroma of stewed nerfs. Jorah, her green skin offset by vibrant leku, served steaming mugs of Java juice. Beside her, Thok, his face weathered but kind, tended the grill, his specialty a dish of roasted sandworms that drew customers from across the district. They had little, just each other and their cantina, but they were happy. Shadows in the dusty twilight. One evening, as the twin sons of Ryloth dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the dusty streets, a group of strangers approached the cantina. 15 in all, they were a motley crew, cloaked and hooded, their faces hidden in the gathering gloom. Their boots crunched on the gravel outside, the sound heavy, purposeful.
Thok, do you see them?
Yes, Jorah, stay close.
Jorah exchanged a nervous glance with Thok. They were used to weary travellers and the occasional boisterous gambler, but something about these newcomers sent a shiver down her spine. A table for 15 and a side of unease. The strangers entered single file, their eyes scanning the room. Their hands, calloused and scarred, rested near concealed weapons.
Welcome, travelers. What can I get for you?
Jorah, forcing a smile, gestured to the largest table. The strangers said nothing. They moved with a predatory grace, taking their seats, their eyes still wary.
Something feels off, Jorah.
Thok, wiping his hands on his apron, felt a knot of unease in his stomach. He had seen that look before, in the days before the Clone Wars, the look of men with too much darkness in their hearts. Whispers in a language not their own. As the strangers ate, their silence was broken only by the clinking of mugs and the scraping of utensils. They spoke little, and when they did, it was in hushed tones, in a language that Jorah and Thok didn't recognize. A language that sounded harsh, guttural, like the grinding of gears in a broken machine.
Thok, what do you think they're saying?
I don't know, Jorah, but keep an eye on them.
Jorah tried to catch their eyes, to offer a comforting smile, but they avoided her gaze. They ate quickly, their eyes darting around the room, their hands never straying far from their weapons. Section 5, when generosity is repaid in blood.
Suddenly, the leader of the strangers, a tall, imposing figure with cold, reptilian eyes, stood up.
He slammed his fist on the table, the sound echoing through the now silent cantina. In an instant, the other strangers were on their feet, weapons drawn.
Jorah gasped, her hand flying to her mouth.
Thok, his eyes wide with fear, reached for the cleaver he kept beneath the counter, but he was too slow.
The leader, with a cruel smile, drew a blaster pistol and fired. The blast caught Thok square in the chest, sending him crashing to the floor. Section 6, strangers no more, the masks come off.
As Jorah screamed, the cantina doors burst open again.
More figures, similarly clad, swarmed in, their blasters spitting fire. Panicked patrons dove for cover as blaster bolts ricocheted off the walls, the air filled with the smell of ozone and burnt flesh.
Jorah, her leku twitching in terror, saw the faces of their attackers more clearly now.
They were bounty hunters, their eyes cold and calculating, their faces etched with the cruelty of their trade. They had come for blood, and they would not leave until their thirst was quenched.
Jorah, her heart pounding in her chest, stumbled back, knocking over a table.
The leader, his blaster still trained on her, barked an order.
The other bounty hunters fanned out, rounding up the surviving patrons, herding them into a corner.
One of them, a hulking Wiki with a scar that ran from his forehead to his chin, grabbed Jorah by the arm, his grip like a vice.
He dragged her to the counter, where the leader stood surveying the scene with cold satisfaction.
This place is ours now, the leader said, his voice devoid of emotion. You will serve us, or you will join your husband.
Jorah, her eyes filled with tears, could only nod. She knew that resistance was futile. The bounty hunters had taken everything from her, her husband, her livelihood, her hope. They had shown her the true face of the galaxy, a cold, uncaring place where trust was a weakness and kindness a liability. As the days turned into weeks, Jorah learned the ways of the bounty hunters. She learned their names, their grudges, their ambitions. She learned that they were not just killers but businessmen, their trade in death and misery. She learned that the galaxy was a dangerous place, full of people who would exploit the kindness of others for their gain. And so the cantina on Ryloth became a haven for the worst scum and villainy in the Outer Rim. A place where the law was dictated by the barrel of a blaster and where the only morality was profit. And Jorah, the once kind-hearted Twi'lek, became a prisoner in her own home, a silent witness to the darkness that lurked in the hearts of men. Her story, though a tragedy, served as a stark reminder to all who heard it. In a galaxy far, far away, trust was a dangerous game, and even the smallest act of kindness could have deadly consequences.